All right, the Chargers. Finally getting some news out of Chargers camp. There's a lot going on. We're starting to get some videos. We're starting to hear all that fun stuff. Hey, if you are new to this channel, my name is Craig. Me and my buddy Chris started this. We are Detroit Lions fans, but we started this because we love your head coach, and we've always had a thing for the Chargers, and we just thought it would be a great thing to do, and man, have we been enjoying our time with you. So let me ask you this question right off the bat on this video. What has been your favorite training camp story so far? Is it Lambert Smith at wide receiver and what he's doing? Is it Quentin Johnston? Is it, I need to know. Is it something completely different? Is it Harbaugh behind, like, looking at Herbert, just hilarious? All right. I was watching, it was really funny. I was watching at Harbaugh. It was him mic'd up and he was talking. I don't even remember who he was talking to, but he was saying, I don't understand it. Like, I say stuff that I don't mean to joke and everybody laughs. And then I say stuff that's supposed to be a joke and nobody laughs. It doesn't make any sense. And it's just like, yeah, Jim, that's exactly who you are. But it's that same weird mind that makes no sense. That is why you are such a good NFL coach. Anyways, with all that being said, we have a lot of fun stuff that is happening with the Chargers right now. Maybe none better. Like, we talk about how Mike Williams retires. And there's all these weird rumors going around. If you're listening to fantasy football pods, they're talking about how Mike Williams is the definition of soft. One Jim Harbaugh practice, he retires. And I don't know about that. But here's what I do know. It has opened a big door, but also put a massive spotlight on Quentin Johnston. It just has. And he recently in practice has absolutely been seizing his opportunity. They are showing some phenomenal catches by him, and he is doing a great, great job. All right? So, Johnston now, in turn, after Williams is retired, has been spending the vast majority of his reps with Justin Herbert and the first team offense over the first 4 days of camp. That makes sense. And he is legitimately seizing the opportunity. He is making great catch after great catch. All right, he caught 2 explosive touchdowns from Herbert in Monday's practice, both on go routes down the left sideline. And then later in yesterday's practice, he had another one from 25 yards out and just outside the red zone, all right, the money zone, whatever you want to call it. And he had a great contested catch where the defender even hit at it and it made him bobble it, but he still caught it. Like, unbelievable stuff that he has not done. All right, things that he has not been doing, over the field, over the head catches, things like that, where he's like showing soft hands. You hear all the kids going crazy on the sidelines. It's a lot of fun to watch. All right, and over the weekend, a reporter asked just such a standard reporter question. And the question was, how is your confidence entering this season? And here's what he had to say, and I'll show it to you. All right, he had to say it's higher than it's ever been right now. He said, I come in every day and mash the gas as hard as I can, whether we're in the classroom or on the field, leaning on my coaches, leaning on Justin and those type of guys, kind of just reinstilling to me that I got what it takes to still be here. I kind of just go out and prove that every day, which I feel like I have to at this point. Look, he understands the position he's in. He understands that he has struggled with catching the football. The most important thing that you have to be able to do as a wide receiver is catch the football. He knows that he has struggled with that. And I think what he is starting to do now, he is separating himself. His deep ball tracking so far has been a ton better at camp. And he is starting to separate himself both in his route running, in his physicality, and his ability to make some really nice catches that even if he has a concentration drop every once in a while, here or there, he is proving that he absolutely begins. All right? It's just going to become muscle memory, he said. Like, this is one of those things where I agree with, because he looks like someone who in the past he would like kind of spaz. Almost like every once in a while with a pass catch, it would be nice and it would be easy. And other times he would almost spaz and almost like lock up all of his muscles, kind of like a toddler trying to catch a football. And so to see that happening has really, really been has been cool. All right. Harrison Lambert Smith will push for first team reps. I don't know if you've seen the Lambert Smith catch. All right. And I think I can show this to you because it's on Twitter. But look at this catch. All right. Here's Herbert going down. Just a ridiculous catch. Just an absolute ridiculous catch by him. All right. Getting that second foot down right before it's time. Very, very cool to see, if I can be completely honest. And when I'm watching this, I'm saying to myself, that's exciting. Then you hear things when you see Lambert Smith making catches like that. And when you see Quentin Johnston doing what he's doing, it's pretty impressive. And you know what Trey Harris is. But here's what it's saying. Perhaps Trey Harris and Lambert Smith will push for first-team snaps as they continue in their rookie camps. Rieger and Johnston have simply been making more plays. That is not necessarily a knock on your rookie wide receivers at this point. What it is saying is that you have these two guys that have always had the talent to be great NFL wide receivers. They just didn't put it together. These were both guys that were drafted high enough that you would expect them to be high-quality starting caliber wide receivers in the NFL. We know what Ladd McConkey's going to do. But these other guys, it doesn't mean that the rookies aren't as good as you hoped they would be. It means that you now have more depth than you've had at wide receiver, period. And that is what should be very exciting to everybody. Johnson's got the confidence. It comes with experience. He's trying to hold off Trey Harris, and he looks like a guy who's fighting for his roster life. With that being said, you still have the excitement of Lambert Smith, who they're pushing out, and people are talking about his speed and game-changing ability there. Very excited about it. Justin Herbert's going to come out and talk good about every single wide receiver. If you ask Justin Herbert about Jalen Rieger, he's the greatest wide receiver he's ever played with. If you ask Justin Herbert about Quentin Johnston, he's the greatest wide receiver he's ever played with. If you ask Justin Herbert about Ladd McConkey, he's the greatest wide receiver he's ever played with. That's what Herbert does. He tries to make sure those people are feeling good and feeling like they're in a good spot. All right, one other thing that's very interesting to me. I did a video just a couple days ago about Junior Colson and how I thought he would be the breakout linebacker, similar to one that you had last year. And it is clear through the first 5 practices now that Denzel Perriman is well ahead of Junior Colson on the linebacker depth chart. Perriman has received all of the first-team reps over Colson, next to Dion Henley, last year's breakout linebacker. This is interesting. All right? Here's what Colson said, though. He said when the pads come on, that's when the bullets are flying. On Monday, Colson had a tackle for loss on a Hampton run during 11-on-11. He is ready for the pads to come on. Keep watch on that, because if he can't pass Denzel Perriman in the next week or two, that doesn't bode great. All right, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.